guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy. He is 61 years old, and he's writing in to thank both me as well as you guys in the community for your help. You're going to see that this guy has gone through quite a lot of bad experiences in his life with women. Marriage, dating, relationships, all that, and it's just been one train wreck after the other. And because of this channel and all the stories that you guys take the time to write in and share, it's really been therapy to him. In fact, he says at one point that this channel has done for him what regular therapists could not do, as well as keeping him from thinking about or actually taking action to off himself when things got that bad. So this is a perfect example of how you guys taking the time to write in and share your stories, which a lot of times are no doubt very embarrassing and hard to put on paper and share with the world, really does help. It really is therapy for guys to just not only write it out and share it and get feedback, but also for guys to hear these stories to know they're not alone. And I think that's the really big key thing here, is that guys prior really thought that maybe their situation was an isolated incident, that it's just them. When they're learning, they're discovering that these stories are everywhere around the world. The same crap is happening to guys around the world. You're not alone. And while we all make our mistakes, don't get me wrong, believe me, plenty of guys in the stories, because they get smacks from me, make boneheaded mistakes. It isn't just them. It's these a-hole women, and I'm not saying that they're all like this, but an awful lot are, and not just in this time period, but obviously over the decades. And it's very helpful to guys to know they're not alone. It isn't just them. So again, this is a story. He's writing and sharing his situation and thanking me. So again, for all you guys out there that think about one day you want to share your story, please do. It does help guys out. Anyhow, it says here, hi SSM. I had to drop you a line and thank you for your work. Well, bro, thank you for watching, and I'm glad it could help you. I'm a 61-year-old male who's who's a 0 in 6 relationships. I was married for 10 years to a flight attendant we will call Carol. Oh boy, flight attendants, huh? He says, we, and he says that in quotes, had 2 girls during our marriage. The beginning of the end came when she started taking a women's studies course. She'd walk around mumbling, and listen to this. This is the little chant they say at the beginning of every class. Women are bigger, better, faster, stronger, smarter, and superior to men in every way. She said they start every class with this mantra, dangerous brainwashing foolishness. I can only imagine the teacher, the professor leading that class. Probably had green hair, was wearing some butt ugly Kamala Harris pantsuit type of thing, at least some tattoos somewhere, and probably wearing sneakers. And saying bigger, better, faster, stronger. I mean, I'm just not in the mood to rant about that particular thing, but God almighty. In 1995, I lost my job. Some racist put hands on and got knocked out for it. Okay, who would guess zero tolerance meant I got fired? Carol decided that was the perfect time to tell me that she wanted a divorce. Of course, when you're at your low point. Imagine that. She told me that I wasn't man enough, and her boyfriend Roy was 6 feet tall, covered in tattoos, and rode Harleys, and he was going to kick my ass. I'm under 5'5", 150, but trained in martial arts and boxed. I've had more than my share of scraps. Tattoos don't scare me. Isn't this the same wife that was taking the feminist courses about women are stronger, more powerful, can do anything better, and she's dating some stereotypical Chatter Tyrone, in this case Roy, bad boy covered in tattoos? Yeah, okay. And yeah, I would put any guy, I don't care if you're 5'5", if you can box, you've done martial arts for a while, you will tear apart any dude that's 6 feet tall, covered in tattoos, and has a freaking tank top on. During the divorce, Carol said that both Roy and I were idiots because she's been sleeping with pilots on every layover. She also bragged about sleeping with her best friend on girls' nights. Why anyone would be proud of that is beyond me. She's proud of it because that class she took was brainwashing her to believe the narrative that we have nowadays, that you can't be strong and empowered unless you're hooking up with every single guy possible, and every guy that to want you, and you're taking your power back, some nonsense like that. She, because this was 1995, this was leading to what we have today. While dropping my girls off at their moms, I catch a punk mean-mugging me. The tough guy wannabe was wearing a weightlifter's oversized tank top, trying to look hard. I'd asked the girls if that was Roy. The problem was he was polishing a Honda. Someone said Harley. I had to laugh. I told him to go into the house. Daddy has business to take care of. I walked up to Roy and asked if he was the queen who was going to kick my ass. After chasing around his bike, he made a break for the house. I told him he better learn to fight if he's going to screw other men's wives. Run, Roy, run. Of course, he's over 6 feet tall, and you're under 5'5", and he's run away from you. Yeah, Mr. Tough Guy, huh? During the next couple of weeks, the girls gave me compliments from their mother. She knew about my reputation, but had never seen me throw hands. Apparently, she watched her beta man run from me and was turned on. A foolish 304. See? No surprise there. Anywho, in our state, if your wife has kids during your marriage, the kids are automatically your financial responsibility. So even though the kids weren't mine, I still had to pay child support till they were 21. I've had no contact with the girls since they were 12 and 14. They chose Roy to be their dad. Everybody loves Roy. So you left out a part there where obviously it was revealed that they're not your kids. That you thought all along they were your kids, but they weren't your kids. And you had to pay for them till they were 21 years old. And they weren't your kids. And it was known that you discovered later on they weren't your kids. You know what? And with Roy as the father, I can only imagine what their lives are like today. But you know what? Not your fucking problem. So, his marriage gone to hell in a handbasket. She left him at his worst when he lost his job. Now we're on to his next situation. I was so done with women and the courts. But I met a nurse, and we'll call her Nancy. A nurse, huh? I'm sure we can all take a wild guess how this is going to go. She said she was going through a really bad divorce, and you were the white knight that was going to save her. We dated for 5 months. I had some errands to run in the city one day and thought I saw Nancy. She was walking at a fast clip and jumped in some other guy's arms. I confronted her a few days later. Turns out she was still married and cheating on her husband, and I felt sick. So you've been dating her 5 months, all to find out that she actually was married and cheating on him. She's cheating on you with her husband, and she's cheating on her husband with you. Nurse, huh? This time I was really done. But one day, a really hot girl came to my shop to surprise her friend with lunch. She kept looking over at my workstation. She came over and flirted hard. She stayed for 2 hours and left. A week later, she called and asked me out. She was 28 years old and I was in my 40s. We dated for about 3 months. She said she loved me and wanted to get married someday. After a few months, she's love bombing you. She's 28 years old. She wants a ring on her finger. You think you'd learn at this point after all this shit. She wanted kids and the whole 9 yards. She was moving really fast, but she was young and pretty. So I went with it. Smack. Should have smacked you earlier for the nurse, but it's early. I'm still waking up here. Everything was going great until she went full Kaiser Soze, whatever the fuck that means. Just gone, like a fart in the wind. 5 or 6 months go by and I get a phone call. Guess who? She's back. She needs to talk. Turns out she needs to find herself. Yeah, that's the early way of saying I need to go hook up with everybody in town. Finding oneself is riding the carousel. She moved to San Francisco, turned gay, and got a girlfriend. Like I said, she moves really fast. Her girlfriend was bi, so they moved back. They wanted me to be the bologna in their sandwich, but I wasn't having any of it. She kept calling to try to sell me on the idea, but no means no. These people make me sick. No honor, no loyalty, no self-respect. Well, I can't imagine what she learned out in good old San Francisco, and good old San Francisco's is no better today than it was back then. In fact, actually, it's way worse. Get the hell out of that crazy city, and we know who's running that city. He says, this time I was really done. Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. A few years ago, my dad got sick. He fought long and hard, but the cancer finally got him. Around the same time, I lost a couple of my friends and a cousin. COVID. I lost my shit. I never had panic attacks before and couldn't kick the thoughts of offing myself. No, bro. You never... I know it felt like it was just one horrible thing after the other. You lost your dad, a cousin, friends, and all that. Their time is gone, but you're still here. Guys, if you're ever thinking about offing yourself, talk to somebody that cares, get help, do anything you can. You still have a life to live. Just before my father's funeral, I found that my best friend had a 5 or 6 month affair with my wife. That wonderful wife of yours, huh? How's old Roy doing? They worked for the same airline. They had buddy-bidded for those few months. I remember thinking he could watch over her on their layovers. I never thought that he would or could. She was 7 years older than me and 7 years younger than him. You married a woman 7 years older than you, dude? Smack! Supposed to be younger, not older. I hope she was a hottie. That was a 14-year difference. He was a complete Chad and had lots of really hot girlfriends. At the time, he was married to a beautiful French girl. I guess it's not just about ducking each other. It's about ducking me over. The backstabbing snake showed up my dad's funeral. He took one look at me and stayed away for a while. Chad had seen me in action before, and he knew better than to stick around. I don't know about you guys, but that guy deserves an ass whooping. You know, at this point, you said you're 61 now, a few years ago, so you're probably in your very late 50s. Yeah, that guy deserved an ass whooping. It says, it's easier to deal with hate and revenge than heartbreak and loss. I saw a couple of psychologists and a psychiatrist. Nothing seemed to help. I thought I could fix my anxiety, PTSD, and abandonment issues using desensitization through repetition. I watched your videos, but my guts would chum and my heart would break for the OPs. I felt like I was going to puke. I started skipping the heartbreaking trauma and went straight into the revenge or finale until I felt better. The ones I like to watch over and over. Now I watch your videos without getting triggered. Your work did for me what therapy could not. No more thoughts of suicide. Thank you so much, man. Diesel. Well, bro, I know it's a quick story here, guys, but this goes to show you this material helps. Guys need to know that they got support and they're not alone. And this bullshit that this happened to this guy and this poor guy with all this bullshit happening happens all over the world. Okay? Men are men, women are women, and we've been doing what we've been doing since the beginning of time, and they've been doing what they do since the beginning of time. The problem is, at the beginning of time, they didn't have feminism, and they didn't have what it caused, the ripple effect. Notice the countries that have the biggest problems with these type of things I talk about, and not to mention major problems with divorce and a low birth rate and everything, all happen to be the ones primarily that have had the Western countries and have had feminism sink their ugly, dirty ass claws into the society. Big surprise there. This is why I call the era we're in Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. I kid you not. So, if anybody ever questions why so many men are walking away, so many men prefer, no, I'm not getting married. In fact, I'm not doing relationships. In fact, I'm not even dating anymore because I don't want to deal with all this bullshit. A lot of people think that I've had people literally say to me in comments and emails, I make these stories up. No, I don't. My inbox is just bombarded with guys that are dying to tell their stories and share it with the world. It makes them feel better, makes them feel not alone, and it helps dudes out. So again, this is why guys have had enough. And this is also why people want to take, why the powers that be want to get rid of guys like me, because we're showing what reality is. We're bringing awareness to the masses, and of course, whenever you do that, they get rid of you. So fingers crossed, and wish me luck. I continue on every day here on YouTube. This is also why I'm starting the website coming in a couple months, where I can share more of these guys' stories, because I can't possibly cover all the stories that guys send me. I wish I could. This website I'm having designed and set up will, all the extra stories I can't cover on YouTube, with the people's permission, of course, will be put on the website. And so guys can read these stories and see they're not alone, and it's off YouTube. And then just hopefully I can lay low and somebody doesn't shut down the fucking website. But we shall see. But anyhow, bro, thank you for sharing your story. I'm so glad that the channel can really help you out. Keep on watching and do what makes you happy in your life right now. I know it's just one bad thing after the other, but you're 61. You're still here, you know? Keep doing what I don't know what you do for a living, but I hope it's something you enjoy. I hope you're financially in a good place, and focus on the things you enjoy. And you know what? You're 61 years old. It's not too late to join a martial arts class or a boxing class. I had guys in their mid-70s, a dentist and a retired school principal that trained in martial arts and boxing. Could they keep up with the dudes in their 20s, 30s, and 40s? No. But there was something they enjoyed. They had a good time. So maybe consider doing that as something that was part of your past. And hang out with your bros or make new friends. Who knows? But you got plenty of life to live. But if you let yourself be worn down or give up, then you let these assholes win. And I don't want that to happen to you, sir, or anybody else in that matter that feel like it's been one bad thing after another. You guys can have happiness. You can have a good life. But you can't let yourself be defeated. Don't let these a-holes in this world defeat you. And believe me, I get it's very hard not to let that happen. It's very hard not to want to throw in the towel and say, that's it, I'm fucking done, I'm checking out of life. No, you're here, make it happen. Other people are gone and they haven't had that chance or that choice, but you have a choice. So, sir, thank you for sending in your story, and I wish you well. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Give this guy a shout out. Give this guy some support. Let him know that he is not alone and that, you appreciate guys like him sticking through and sending in their stories and stuff like that. Let him know. And by the way, sir, you writing in your story will help others just the way that others have helped you. So guys, send your stories. And if I can't get to them right away, I will in time, or one day they will be on the website that all you guys can read these great stories, and the website will be free. No membership needed, not $5 a month, $10 a month, free. And I won't have it full of fucking advertisements and that bullshit. For the foreseeable future, no membership. There will be no membership at all ever, and there won't be any advertisements, so they'll have nothing disturbing you when you're reading these great stories. Down the road, I may throw in a few ads here and there, but this is way down the road. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.